How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan. And first of all, I want to redo this video because I think the other one I just did had some weird audio to video unsyncing problems. I don't know what it was, but for some reason on my end, it looked like the audio wasn't syncing up with the video, and that was annoying the shit out of me. So I apologize for that, and you're gonna have to rewatch this video if you're rewatching it. Thank you. This is gonna be a little bit different than the first one, obviously because I'm not going to redo it word for word, and because I'm not in the same mood I was in the first one. So, all right. So depression, it sucks, needless to say. But what it is not is just being sad about things. You can be sad about lots of different things. You can be sad about breaking up with your significant other. You can be sad about losing a family member. You can be sad about losing your dog or kitty or goldfish or whatever you've got. You can be sad about losing your job. You can be sad about having an expensive item that you own breaking and not having the money to fix it or get it replaced. You could be very sad about your house burning down and all your shit going up in flames. I could definitely see being very sad about that. Because I am a material girl and I live in a material world. Bad joke. But yeah, you can be sad about things, and you know it'll take a bit to get over. It'll be shitty for a bit and whatever. But at least there's a reason for it, for being sad, and you could eventually get over that, whatever you're being sad about. The length, depending on how severe the thing is that is happening, that sucks. Now, depression. Depression has a little bit to do with being sad. Like, if you felt sad, if you felt really, really sad about something, it's sort of like that. But add to that, like, just hopelessness, the lack of just almost not wanting to exist or be in the conscious world. You want to sleep. You want to be curled up in your bed. You don't want to talk to anyone. You don't want to interact with anyone. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to adult. You don't want to parent. You don't want to do any of that shit. You don't want to do school stuff. You don't want to do sometimes even your favorite hobbies. You just want to be alone. You want to just shut the entire world out, and stuff like that. Now, the problem with people saying just snap out of it, just do your hobby, do something fun, da 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 da, get a different train of mind is, well, that's, it works if you're sad about something, but it doesn't work if you're depressed. For example, I got up today in a pretty decent mood. I was tired as fuck because it was early in the morning. I had to, let the dog out, get the kids up, do all that kind of stuff while the wife went out and paid some bills and got some groceries and stuff with the mother-in-law, and they kind of do that at the end of the month every month. They just kind of go out and do their thing while I just kind of chill here and watch for the kids, make sure they don't do anything crazy, and feed them, and just dad stuff. And despite being pretty tired, I was still in a fairly decent mood. However, if and when my depression strikes, I might not want to do any of that. I might not want to do anything. Like, I've got walking depression, so I guess I'm, like I've been saying, I'm lucky to just have that and not crippling depression. Because with walking depression, you're still able to get out of bed. You're still able to function and do chores and just, continue doing what you do. But inside, you just feel like you're stuck in this cold, dark well, and no one's really able to help you, and you're not really able to crawl out, but you're still able to function. You're still able to, just do regular everyday stuff somehow. But yeah, and it's not nice. It's not a nice thing. It's not easy to deal with. No matter what level of depression you have, you can't just snap out of it. You can't just put yourself in a better mood by talking to someone or watching TV or listening to music or anything like that. It's your brain produces a certain kind of chemical, which I've been calling endorphins. I don't know if that's actually what it is or not, and I still have not looked it up before making these videos. But I'm just saying, your brain makes a happy chemical and allows you to function normally and enjoy things normally. But with people who suffer from, depression, walking depression, crippling depression, your brain just kind of goes and powers that down and doesn't, produce it, and you are just left in this kind of shitty, foggy, dark, miserable realm of just existence. And for anyone who suffers from that, I feel for you. I empathize. I relate quite a bit. Um, there's there's numbers you can call if you're feeling like really really down about it and you're thinking about maybe ending your life. And I would suggest don't do that. Obviously, don't end your life, because not every single day is a steaming pile of shit. Um, I've got some numbers provided in the links. I got some numbers and links provided in the description box below. I highly, highly suggest that you check one of those out before doing anything rash or crazy, guys. Because you never know when that feeling of just absolute despair is going to maybe go away. I mean, it's not something you can switch on and off, but hopefully someone can talk to you until that feeling passes and you're able to just, continue on. Because, I mean, unless you live in like a third world country where there's no food, there's no water, there's no like means of sheltering yourself from the burning sun or the extreme cold at night, and you don't know where your next meal is going to be, or you just, it's not that bad in reality. I mean, the closest next thing to that I could think of is being homeless, and I've done that. I've done that before, and that sucks. I don't know if I said it on this channel or not, but I was homeless from like June till September one summer back few years back, around 18 or 19, I think. I just lived out of my car. I just drove to remote areas in my city, which was Bowmanville at the time, and I just slept there with a sleeping bag and a pillow in my front seat, and that was home. That was my home for 4 months. And yeah, luckily it wasn't winter, so it wasn't absolutely freezing when I was trying to sleep. And every now and then, I'd go over to my cousin's place or like a friend's place to shower and maybe bum a meal or something like that, or like a Pop Tart or something, whatever they wanted to, give me, that they were able to give me, uh, while I, you know, eked it out and tried to figure out a living situation. And that sucked. I didn't live on the streets or anything like that, or have to go like live in the woods or something insane, or under a bridge, which unfortunately a lot of homeless people do have to, because there's not always enough room in shelters, or your town or city or whatever might not even have a shelter. So unless things are that bad, then, you know, there's no real reason to kill yourself. I mean, even then, there's always hope. You never know what can happen to change your situation, or who you talk to that might be able to change your situation for you, and just make it so you don't have to resort to that. So just realize there's 95% usually always a better way and a better outcome. And if you suffer from crippling depression and you're watching this video and you've made it this far, kudos to you. You're still here. You're still alive, and you're still fighting the fight. So congrats. And I want to tell you, because I didn't say it in the other video of this video that I made, but if no one's told you today, man, I love you, and you matter. Okay? You matter. You've got a purpose, and you keep fighting that fight. I don't want to hear no crazy shit about you thinking about taking your life. I don't want to hear any crazy shit about it's never going to get better. Because it might. It could. And if anything, that we share as a human species, it's hope. You gotta hope for the best. Otherwise, what do you have? Your mommy and daddy, or your same sex coupled parents brought you into this world for a reason. They had you. You might as well make the best of it. You might as well do what you can to just keep going. You know, if not to just spite death and spit in its face and be like, fuck you, I'm not giving up today. No matter how shitty and much of a pain in the ass my current situation is, fuck you. I'm going to keep doing this for me because I believe in myself. And as Dagor Blutenthrope from the Dead Truth channel would say, belief in yourself is more powerful than any god. So just keep keeping on, man. Just keep doing what you can. And yeah, so anyways, before this video gets way too long, it's already at 11 minutes apparently. I just want to explain the other video when depression hits. It was originally supposed to be just a very serious video about kind of going over different depression signs and things that you go through. And like I said, YouTube copyright striked the video because I had the Germs playing in the background. I was trying to set the mood and trying to like set the anxiety and depression level just so that people that don't suffer from depression can kind of feel sort of what it's like and just kind of get a visual of what people might look like when suffering from depression, besides just curl up in a ball in your bed in the dark somewhere. But yeah, and then it just kind of devolved to what it was because I had to record another 2.5 minute and 50-second segment of just going through that again, reenacting what it was, even though I wasn't feeling what I was feeling in the original video, and then showing finally my frustration about being depressed and going through this whole fuck this stage and try to like I said, you can't switch it on and off and you can't like snap yourself out of it, but even with that in mind and knowing that, I still try to do that to myself just because I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be sad. You know, like it's not about being sad. You can get over being sad about something a little easier than depression. But my point is, I was tired of feeling depressed. I was tired of feeling hopeless and down about everything and in a shitty mood. And the end of the video just turned into just my kind of eccentric self going through the motions of trying to just get out of that mood, like just yelling random profanities and just kind of turning into Dan the Tourette's Man, if you've ever seen that thing, and just kind of being pissed off about being depressed. So that's what happened with that video, and that's how it turned out, and that's why it is the way it is. But yeah, just me trying to do a serious video and just it not ending up that way is kind of humorous. But yeah, for anyone that suffers from depression, you have my deepest sympathies. There's always a reason to go on and try to talk to someone or get help if you're thinking about taking your life, obviously. So, and don't do it. Don't fucking do it, man. there's always a reason to go on. If you're a parent, then go on for your kids. Your kids need you. Don't be selfish and take your life. And don't be like, oh, they'd be better off in someone else's hands. Someone's more able to deal with having kids or not. No, they're attached to you emotionally, and they depend on you to be a strong role model and do what you need to do to help show them the better way in life. Okay, so they're not gonna be better with someone else. Obviously, unless you're beating your kids and being a complete dick, then yeah, give your kids to someone who can treat them with, a little bit more human dignity. But obviously, if it's not that kind of situation, your kids need you, not someone else. So anyways, this is going crazy. This is a lot longer than I planned on it. I apologize if this has just become a giant ramble and rant to you, but I have a lot to say about this subject. Keep on keeping on, my friends, and Viva la Rebellion.